Hello, hello. Happy Makers Monday. Today is my book review edition. If you don't know, my former career was as a middle school librarian. I've worked in a public library. I have my librarian's degree, so I love books. I love talking about books. I love reading books. So I'm excited about this episode. I could talk about all kinds of books, but I think you're probably not here for YA picks. You're probably here for business-related books. So let me start with Don't Keep Your Day Job by Kathy Heller. This was gifted to me by a friend who is the owner of a beautiful garden store called Birdsall in Denver, Colorado, if you are interested and around. Morgan, thank you. This was a great book to kind of get my butt in gear and be like, you know what? Yeah, I can do this. I wasn't working at the time. I was stay-at-home mom with my daughter, but it kind of was the kick in the pants that I needed to say, you know what, I can do this. I want to do this. It was very inspiring. Honestly, like at this point, I couldn't even tell you what was in it, but because, mommy brain. But it was just like, I remember feeling like so empowered, so inspired, so excited to kind of dig into the trenches of what it means to start your own business. And that's when I started my own business. So, and it talks a lot about kind of why would you keep your day job? It's holding you back. Like, let's just dive in. Let's make it happen. If you're not, let's whole ass it, not half ass it kind of thing. And that's not for everybody. I totally get it. I totally get why people would want to side hustle, forever or temporarily, or, everybody has different financial situations, etc. Like, I totally get it. But there are definitely good tidbits in this book that can get you all fired up. Another one that I really liked is Superfans by Pat Flynn. This is talking about how starting to think about the importance of building a community. So, it's not just about accruing random followers. This is about accruing and gathering folks who are all about what you're doing. So finding your ideal audience, connecting with them in a meaningful way, not just buying random bots to get your follower count up. This is about nurturing your community. So after reading this book is what really prompted me to start working toward creating this BizBuds community, because I feel really passionately about sharing from my mistakes and things I've learned. And I feel like it's been really fun to kind of cultivate a community around your questions and offer some help. I'm really looking forward to creating more of an interactive community where you guys get an opportunity to work and collaborate with each other. So stay tuned for that. If you're not part of my newsletter, please join, because that's where all the info will be. I'll have the info linked below or in my Instagram bio if you are on Instagram. And okay, so Superfans, really great, really tangible steps at the end of each chapter. There's little homeworks you can do to kind of activate what he's spoken about in each chapter. Pretty easy read. It goes by quickly. So the E-Myth. So this is basically how to run your business more efficiently. And this is by Michael E. Gerber. And he talks about different, how you're either, oh my God, I'm totally going to forget it right now, but you're either the craftsman, the person who's very in depth with the craft, you're the manager, or you're the entrepreneur. I think those are the three categories. I honestly, sorry, my brain is mush right now. But he talks about how you need all of those aspects to have a successful business, and how you can make your business how you're not working, how you can work on your business, not in your business. And so this is interesting. This is not necessarily super aligned with like what I want to get out of my business, which is okay. I mean, I think it's really good to read a lot of different perspectives. Like, I always want to be the person who is doing the painting. Like, I don't want to outsource my painting to other people. So yes, I am a true craftsman, if you will, craftswoman. But I would definitely be happy to outsource some of the managerial things to people. So it's kind of like, how can you make your business grow and scale in a way that's like sustainable? And so it has a lot of really good practical applications, and he kind of takes you through the how to do it by using an example of a woman who owns a pie shop. And I mean, the pie narrative, you're like, okay, like it's kind of like the perfect dream scenario conversation. And sure, there are details embellished in that little scenario that he uses throughout the book, but it certainly illustrates his point. So definitely a great read, definitely an interesting way to think about things. It has helped me kind of think about give me a little bit more confidence about my entrepreneurial side. I definitely feel like it's helped me kind of take on more of a managerial outlook, I guess. I mean, I'm good at delegating and making my expectations clear, but it was just kind of helpful to think of myself in these different categories and how I was fulfilling each role. And it made me think a lot about how Andy and I have delegated our tasks, and once we hired our assistant, how that looked. So yeah, definitely helpful. The E-Myth by Michael E. Gerber. Okay, I haven't actually totally finished this one, but Start with Why, How Great Leaders Inspire Everyone to Take Action by Simon Sinek. And so this one is like, why are you doing what you're doing to begin with? Like, what is even your purpose behind this? And when you can find that grounding force, that driving force behind your business, it's a lot easier to pursue it with conviction, with energy, with strength, and power, right? So talking about how to find brand authenticity and authenticity in your business through having firm understanding of what your business is all about. Lastly on my list, this one isn't particularly a business book, but it is like a self-help book. So Brene Brown's book, The Gifts of Imperfection, it talked a lot about the difference between guilt and shame. Guilt is when you've done something to actually hurt someone. Shame is when you feel badly about something. And that's she goes into it a lot more. That's totally, I'm sure I'm butchering her definition. But she talks a lot about a lot of different things that as a woman in today's society I have experienced, and thinking like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I can't do this until I have everything perfect. And it was a big catalyst for me, not only trying to find more value in myself and my self-worth, but seeking therapy, seeking medication to help with my anxiety and depression that I was experiencing postpartum, and have continued to take and found helpful. It was just like a game changer for me in like all the aspects of my life, but also especially in my business, and thinking about why, like, getting rid of some of that imposter syndrome and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend that. If you're looking for a good read that's going to shake you to your core, but also like be a journey to make you see your value. And then so I sent out a little poll to see if people had some other books. So I have definitely put these in my shopping cart. If you're shopping for books, I highly recommend going to your local bookstore. And if they don't have it, they can call and order it, so that Amazon is not stealing business from these small local bookstores. So that's just my Amazon plug. Anyway, that's a whole other side beef. But You Are a Badass at Making Money, Master the Mindset of Wealth, by Jen Sincero. So this was recommended by Sweet Annie's Bakery. And I'm excited. I definitely think this would be something that would be helpful for me. So I'm definitely going to order that one. Everything is Figure Outable by Marie Forleo. This one was recommended by Ross, Delon. And so I've heard good things about this book. I think it's kind of, from what I recall of what I've heard, it's kind of like problem solving in unique ways. I probably should have looked it up before I hopped on this podcast, but anyway, so Everything is Figure Outable. I've heard good things. Definitely putting it on my list. And then the Show Your Work was recommended by Susan from Suno Henna. And actually Austin Kleon, the author, has like a trilogy of books. So it's called the Steal Like the Artist trilogy. So I had heard of the Steal Like an Artist. So it's kind of broken up into 3 sections: how to be creative, show your work, and keep going. So more about like the creative process, if I'm recalling correctly. I haven't read this one. This was a recommendation, but it is definitely on my list. So I have some other ones on my shelf too. So I think this will probably be like maybe a quarterly or annual book review about business books that I've read for sure, because books can be super helpful. And so hopefully some of these were helpful for you. I'd love to hear in the comments if you have any favorite business books. I'd love to put them on my list. So thanks for listening in. I should totally do like a list of all of the ones that we compile together. And when I get that, I will put that out in the BizBuds newsletter. So if you want to get access to that when I get to a point where I can make that for you, sign up for my BizBuds newsletter. You get a weekly email with a digest of all the content from that week and links to get access to all of our previous material. So thanks for joining in, and I'll see you next week. Bye.